We are getting the coffee with Casper. It's 8:28. Let everybody gather with coffee with Casper right here to my side. Wants to come up. There we go. Testing 1, 2, 3. It looks like we got a good headset microphone. Good to see you. Here's Casper. Come on, there's the boy. There's the Casper. Well, it's a rainy day here in Southern California. We need the rain, so that's good. But it's wet and cold, so we are inside. We are live on YouTube. That's good news. Now we're going to see how we're doing on Facebook. Let's see. Here we go. There, it looks like we're there live on Facebook. All righty. Good deal. Nice to see Linda Ryan have birthdays. Happy birthday, Linda Ryan. All right. Let me know where you are. Good morning from Hollywood. You're a big boy. Want to say hi. Are we on the air? Are we on the air? We are on the air. It's 8:29. We're about to gong in. This is Coffee with Casper. Hi, beloved light workers. We're glad you are here. It's Tuesday morning. It's 8:30. Just for your information, this will be the last Coffee with Casper of this year. We will be back after today on January 4th. And here's a mountain dog. See mountain dog? Oh, there's a mountain dog over there. Where'd he go? There he is. There's a mountain dog. Okay, everybody's here. Okay. All righty. Good morning, good morning. Let me know where you are. Looks like we're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. This is Coffee with Casper, and we're glad you're here this morning. There we go. Let's see what we got. Judy, welcome from Texas. Stay dry, y'all. Exactly. Greetings from Boise. Nice to see you this morning. Yay. Good morning, good morning. It's Coffee with Casper. There's the gong. There's the gong time. We're already there. Man, we are good, aren't we? We get moving fast. All right, everybody. We're glad you're here, gathering from wherever you're gathering. It's Tuesday morning. It's 8:30 with Coffee with Casper. Everybody, let's take a deep breath in. Let that sound One more time. Let that breath rise up into your heart center. And then relax your shoulders. And just give yourself this 20 minutes. We're just going to gather for 20 minutes to talk about ideas that might be beneficial, to talk about what's happening in the world, and to talk about ourselves as spiritual beings awakening to what is our true spiritual magnificence. That's a great way to begin the day, eh? Well, it's begun earlier for me, but it's 8:30 in Southern California. We don't know where it is, what time it is where you are. Good morning from North Carolina. Good morning from snowy Boise. Yeah, we got rain here in beautiful Las Vegas as well. There we go. It's happening. Something tells me it's all happening at the zoo. Well, so here we are. We're in definitely the holiday season. This is the season of light. We're heading now. We've come out of Hanukkah. We're heading into the winter solstice. And, of course, this last week between the 14th and the 21st, the 21st is the solstice. So this last week is the ending of the darkest time of the year. It's coming into the darkest time of the year. And it's kind of the light doesn't go away, but it gives way to the darkness. And then the darkness has no choice but to give way to the light as the light starts to reemerge. And these are cycles that we are in. So we could say that the end of this cycle is kind of a purging process, and certainly if you've been reading the newspapers, and we know about the pandemic, we know about the challenges of different points of view, both not only here in this country but all around the world and all countries. We're seeing this sort of new awareness that we need something more. And yet we're still following the old patterns of reaction as opposed to response. So reaction would be like the expression is a knee-jerk reaction. You know, if you hit the reflex on your knee, the knee pops out. Reaction is like that. It's moving with like instinctually, instead of the power that human beings have, which is to pause and respond instead of react. Even though sometimes in our reaction you might notice that your blood pressure has gone up, your heart rate has increased because you're in reaction. And that's when you need to take that breath and remember who you are. And let's look at really what the challenge is that's happening in the masses in an unawakened world. You're watching Coffee with Casper. We are here every Tuesday, although we're in this holiday season, this being the 14th of December. We will be gone until we get into the new year. January 4th, I believe, is the first Tuesday of 2022. So this will be our last gathering until that time. Of course, we have hundreds of episodes up, or at least 100 episodes or so up on Facebook, as well as on YouTube. If you Google Harry Morgan Moses, if you Google Coffee with Casper, you're going to get close enough. You'll start seeing images that look like us, and then you'll know who we are. And of course, any episode can be empowering depending on where you are in consciousness at the moment that you hear it, yes? And what we know is people all over the world are hearing these messages on their own time, in their own countries, in their own time zone. It's not Tuesday. But the ideas that are happening, it's a slice the hologram. If it's happening someplace, it's happening every place. And these ideas that we talk about are relevant in a world that is awakening. So let's talk about these two things for these next few minutes. One is the tendency of the human to move into panic mode. You may have noticed it if you misplace your cell phone. Oh my God, my cell phone, where'd it go? And, more likely than not, you left it in the car, or it's at your feet, or how many times have you found your cell phone after a dramatic reaction to not knowing where your cell phone is, and it's not there. It didn't go swimming, it didn't get ruined, nobody stole it, it was there, right? This is the same with all things. We see a little bit of traffic, and we think, oh my God, my whole drive is going to be traffic. There's a tendency of the human mind to get stimulus and then move into the worst case scenario, right? And of course, this is a bad habit in the human condition, and it's born out of a not really knowing our nature, not understanding our nature. So let's just review this for us as we're coming into the holiday season, so that we can be the people who are coming from a genuine response, coming from a genuine place where we are choosing how we want to be in the world. As we say, we don't get out of bed until we greet the day. We are looking to see past divisiveness into inclusion and have a consciousness that includes all, that honors all. This is eventually where humans will be. That the expression namaste essentially means the spirit within me recognizes the spirit with you and honors that spirit in you and as you, right? And that's eventually where all humans will be with each other. What we know is some humans are vibrating at a lower level than other humans, and that's, again, born of unawareness. It's not born of anybody's being less than. It's just we don't know what we don't know until we all of a sudden know it, yes? All of a sudden we become aware that we knew something we didn't know before. We're responding to things in a way that we didn't respond before. And that's because we have spiraled up through our thoughts, words, actions, and feelings, and through taking the reins on those thoughts, words, actions, and feelings, and not moving into the tendency of the human condition, which is to move into panic mode, to get stimulus and presume the worst out of the stimulus, whatever it is that's stimulating us. So let's look at why people do that. And the answer to that question is they often forget that they are already 100% spiritual beings. Nobody is going to become spiritual. You're already spiritual. You're born of spirit. You came from spirit. You're animated by spirit. There's only one life force. It animates all things that are living, and that's where your consciousness emerged from, is from that life force, and the consciousness that you have is one with that life force. You are one with the one. But the nature of the human expression, until we become aware of the threefold nature of our being, we tend to respond out of a twofold nature. So let me just make that really clear. The threefold nature of our being is spirit, mind, and body. Or you could say spirit, soul, and body. But mind is, your conscious awareness is how you are in touch with all of life, including the spirit of life itself. You cannot be aware of your communication with the divine, with the infinite field of life, unless you're aware of your being in the field of life, unless you are asking and seeking and knocking into the invisible, the unseen aspect of life in order to get your answers. So we are spirit, mind, and body, or spirit, soul, and body. But mind, again, is where we become aware. You can't do anything unless you have an awareness of it. Yes, I mean, even turn on water or wash clothes, or you can't do those things that need to be done unless you're aware that they need to be done. Yes. So awareness is the key, and the missing thing in the mass of humanity is their awareness of their already existent unity with life. The missing thing in the mass consciousness of humanity is their awareness of their already existence, already existing their unity with all of life. And it is that awareness that moves us out of reaction and gives us the capacity to decide how we are going to respond. And I had a simple example of this just yesterday. I'm driving the family SUV. My wife has got the car, and I'm driving the SUV, and the battery light comes on. So we immediately think, oh my God, I need a brand new battery. And they think, oh my God, it could be the alternator. And you go, oh my God, and then the car stalls, and you think, oh my God, I'm going to be stuck. And so anyway, this light went on, the car got a little crazy. Now, most of these modern cars operate off of computers. And you might remember that when your cell phone goes crazy, you don't assume that it's broken. You don't assume that you can't fix it. What do? You restart it, right? And it reboots itself and resets itself. Well, humans have that exact same capacity. When we move into reaction, we start reacting to things, and then the mind creates this tendency to go into the worst possible scenarios, and it does it very quickly. If we're not paying attention, we don't even know that it did it. So I saw my mind go into, oh my God, the car's going to be dead, and we're taking it next week to Colorado, we're going to drive all these miles, and we're going to be in the freezing cold, and the car's going to break down. I mean, my mind just went everywhere over a little light that went on. And so what did I do? I put the car in neutral, I turned it off, and I restarted it. Well, that didn't work. Well, then I stopped it again, and I waited a few more seconds, and I restarted it. And a few seconds later, it restarted. Now, since that time, the light has not come back on. But I'm concerned. I'm traveling with my family, so I stopped at the dealer yesterday. I had them measure the battery. I had them check the alternator, and it appears that everything is okay. Now, I will watch it. We don't leave until next Tuesday, but I will watch it, and if I need to take it back to the shop, then I will. But nobody got stranded. The car didn't break down. It simply restarted. It reset itself, and everything is fine. Now, you may read the morning newspaper and see that your mind goes into, oh my God, into every little article, and you chase every little article into its worst possible outcome, which of course is what the newspapers want you to do, because then you want tomorrow's newspaper so you know what their answer is, right? Well, the newspapers are making money out of engendering fear, and because they have discovered, according to their own paradigm, doesn't make it true, but they have discovered, according to their paradigm, that good news doesn't sell. So what are they trying to share? the bad news, because it gets your interest and then it causes you to be more interested and it causes you to buy another paper, read again, look again, turn to an article about it, And that's just part of what's going on in the world. In today's world, if you run out of toilet paper, you don't have to panic. You just go get some more toilet paper. And what caused the shortage was everybody's reaction that we're going to run out and moving into the worst possible scenario. And again, so we see that this happens in every kind of circumstance, and it's born because if we don't know that we are spiritual beings and therefore emergent from a perfect pattern, we're going to respond with mind and body, not with a remembering of who and what we are. If you don't even know there's something to remember, how can you remember it? Right? And this is the challenge, is that the mass consciousness, as of this point, it will change because the nature of reality is truth will be seen, and it will be known because it is truth. It is omnipresent, it's always there, it's never gone anywhere, and it is we that didn't turn to it and see it, and therefore came into reaction, and then believe that we're mental and physical beings, always responding to some kind of mental stimulus, some kind of event in the world, and then reacting to it, and then because we forget there's a perfect pattern, we go down into the rabbit hole. Yes? Okay, you're beginning to see what I'm talking about, right? Good morning. Let me know from Arizona. We're glad you're here. Let me know where you're checking in from. You're watching Coffee with Casper. We are here. Today will be the last time in 2021. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Actually 3 weeks, on the 4th of January. We'll be back with Coffee with Casper. There are many, many episodes on YouTube and Facebook. We invite you to go look at them if you need some inspiration or just need to be reminded of a simple idea. And so the idea that we're talking about today is that you are spiritual beings, and then you have a mind, and then you have a body. I am an immortal spiritual being, superior to my mind, to my body, and to my experience. The wonderful Roy Eugene Davis's great affirmation. I am an immortal spiritual being, superior to my mind, my body, and my experience. Now, if I don't remember that, I'm going to be following mind and body, stimulus and reaction, and spin myself into this crazy neuroses that causes me never to be at peace and never to really find true joy and never really to connect into deep love and never really be present to the beauty that surrounds us every moment, right? We have to remember who we are, and as the poet Ernest Holmes said, and see through the mist into the eternal and changeless reality, remembering that no matter what the circumstances, I am greater than that. And my awareness of God and my conscious calling upon this field of life, this field of intelligence, this spirit, this God, this Father, Mother, this source, this absoluteness from which I emerge, when I begin to remember who I am and then therefore keep that connection strong between my high self, my I am presence, which is gazing at the glory of God, and directing my senses, if I remember that, then I will reach up into that response, which will soothe my reaction and give me a capacity to move forward as an awakened spiritual being in whatever the circumstance is at the moment. And to know that whatever it is at the moment, if I choose to see through the mist, it will emerge into a greater good than I have known before. I am an immortal spiritual being, and my good will emerge from that pattern. Well, why is there so much confusion in the world, and why, since the dawn of civilization, has humanity been so unkind to itself? And the answer is, without a conscious connection and recognition that we are one with the one, that we all emerge from the same field, we operate out of separation. Separation creates duality, and duality creates polarity. That's pretty clear. Separation brings forth duality, And duality creates polarity, and then we are having the appearance of good versus evil, as opposed to ignorance versus truth. And if I choose to be awakened, if anyone chooses to be awakened, the recipe given thousands of years ago is I ask to be awakened. I move in the direction, I seek to be awakened. And I knock on the door of my own understanding so that I can continue to grow and expand and be more alive, more awake, more in tune, because I remember I am first a spiritual being, and I may have fallen into the tendency of the race to forget who I am and therefore become reactive and therefore afraid, instead of in tune, at peace, drawing on the whole pattern, knowing that it's not my fault that I didn't draw on the pattern before. I wasn't aware, and now I am aware, and now I am asking and seeking and knocking on the door to reveal the perfect pattern of the I am that I am in me and as me and through me. And this is our work for the rest of the holiday season, to reveal this I am, to knock on the door, to invite its peace, to invite its poise, to invite its grace into my mind, into my body, and into my experience. And watch in awe and wonder how when I bring my attention to spirit, all of a sudden I can perceive it. It requires that I make the move in consciousness first. So I want you to have a wonderful and glorious dawning of a new light. I want you to have a wonderful opportunity to reach into the pattern of perfection of the I am that you are, and to bring it forth in your life, so that this new year is filled with exactly your birthright: health, wealth, love, and success. You deserve it. This is Coffee with Casper. We ask in exchange for your presence here today that you share the video, that you share this anywhere you can, and connect people to it. So we are gathering more and more light workers from all over the world, and comfortably and easily in 20 minutes, reminding ourselves who we are and going forward in the glory. So we'll see you on the 4th of July. We'll see you in the new year. Until we meet again, we invite you to go in the light, as the light, and with the light. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide you on your way. Have a great holiday season, and we'll see you next year. Come on, Casper, come on up. Casper, where'd you go? Come on, come on up. Come on, come on. Say goodbye to everybody. Say, see you next year. Say, see you next year. We'll see you next year. Thanks for being with us. Bye for now. I'm Harry Morgan Moses. Merry Christmas and